Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Nancy Salsig. We'll be starting soon. Everyone is Katerina. Glad you're here. I'm leaving you muted, however. All right. Monica's here. Oh my gosh. Oh, let's see. I could. Open one. Where did you go? Okay, where's your screen?
Hi, Nancy.
Oh, good to hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, where is, you're supposed to be muted.
I can go, if you want to make me a co-host, I can help you to mute people and to all that sort of thing.
I absolutely want to make you co-host, and I'm trying to figure out what happened to everything. So,
It looks like most people are muting themselves. I see everybody's muted. I unmuted myself. I came in muted.
okay, I put everybody in muted. I'm hoping they're going to stay muted. There's 75 people registered.
Okay.
Okay, so
we have time. We have a few minutes yet. Folks, if you're coming in right now to the meeting, my name's Liz Matchett, and I'm going to be helping Nancy. You can chat me in the chat, and I'm going to try to take care of issues for her so she can just concentrate on presenting. And some of you are connecting without names, just telephone numbers or things like that. Could you please change your telephone number to your name so we know who you are? And if you don't know how to do that, go to your square where your name or your telephone number showing, and you'll see a blue square with 3 dots in it. Click on that and you can rename yourself. If you're having trouble, chat me in the chat box and I will tell you how to do it. I'll walk you through it. The chat, if you're trying to find it, is in the bottom. If you hover at the bottom of Zoom, of like the picture of Nancy right now, and you'll click on chat and it'll show up. I have a question, Nancy. Do people need video?
no, it would be better if they didn't.
Okay,
Well,
but are you going to share your slides?
I'm going to be sharing slides.
Okay, so you can still see her, I believe you can still see Nancy's slides, whether or not we can see your face, you can still see
Right.
Nancy's slides, so that's fine.
And my plan was to be sharing a screen right now.
Okay.
There it is. Share. Oh.
We're good, we see it.
Good. So what I would like, Liz, is just for me to show up in the corner like
Yep.
that. I
Yep.
don't like to be completely blanked out. So,
In mine, you do.
okay. And we don't need to see all the other 75
Right.
people
So
blanked out.
that's what's happening for me. If that's not happening for other people, chat me in the chat and I will see what I can do to help you figure that out for yourself. If you feel like you're stuck watching her and there's nothing else, if you press escape one time on your computer, you can get out and still navigate around in your computer.
Oh, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Liz, I'm so glad to see you.
Oh, I hope I can live up to it. We'll see. I'm still relatively new to Zoom myself. This is only my, I don't know, 20th meeting in 4 days or something.
Oh, I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
And unfortunately,
Okay.
Nancy, I'm not able to chat. I'm not able to chat individuals. I can only chat everyone because oh, no, I can now. It's all good.
Yeah, I co-hosted you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to get things started since people are here and it's 4 o'clock. Hello. So we're actually asking people to unzoom,
to mute.
blank out the video because there's so many people we're afraid it's going to mess up the Zoom
Connection.
Okay, I will do that.
But nice to see you anyway. It does feel weird not to see people, but I think it's going to be clear. So I should stop the Zoom, stop the share. So, hello everybody, I'm Nancy Salsig. So glad you're here. We are asking you to stay muted and with your Zoom off because there's a lot of people on this meeting, which is really exciting. And it's going to be really weird not to see everybody, but I think it'll may overload the system a little bit. So we're asking you to stay muted and to leave your video off. Liz Matchett is going to be helping me in the chat box. So if you have questions or issues, be glad to check in with her. And we are recording. So if you don't want to be recorded, it'd be a good time to turn off your video. I'm going to share the slide so you can see where we're starting. Oh, nope, I forgot to share. Exit. Oh, no, not that exit. There we are. Share screen. Okay. There's my slides. So this is active cultural engagement for world languages, and we're so glad that you're all here. I'm Nancy Salsig, and you can see my email at the bottom. You're welcome to contact me before, well, after is going to be better. We do have some workshop norms. We are muting you and the video is off. Please remain muted and off. Even though I do love seeing my friends. Select speaker view, so you'll be able to see me even when the slides are up. During the presentation, you can ask Liz questions in the chat box. This will be recorded, so it can be posted. Please respond to the poll, which I need to start. So I need to go over here to get my poll. Nope. I'll stop my share and get the poll.
Also, Nancy, while you're doing that, oh yes, I can share your slides. I'll share your slides in the chat box.
That would be great.
Yep.
So this is actually my poll number 2. What happened to poll number 1? Well, darn it. Guess we won't be polling. In case you haven't figured out, this is the first webinar I've ever done, so this is kind of exciting. I hope we'll find something useful.
You're doing
And
great.
I guess we'll wait on that poll because it's not going to be the right one. Back to share screen. And we have some outcomes for you. I can select engaging cultural activities for my students. We'll be talking about ACE projects. And I can choose a graphic organizer to help students reflect on culture. Or we'll talk about the 3 P's of culture. And I was hoping to get a poll on who's in the room, but you did tell me in your registration, so I appreciate that. Little bit of introductions. My name is Nancy Salsig. I am a retired French and sometimes Spanish teacher. I'm currently the co-director of the Berkeley World Language Project, and I'm supervising student teachers and teaching the methods class for world language at Cal State East Bay and also at St. Mary's. What else do you need to know? I think that's enough. So moving on. So I'm with the Berkeley World Language Project, and this is our website. So if you're interested in finding out what kinds of programs are coming up next year, currently we have this year's posted, but as we all know, there's nothing more going on face-to-face this year. And this is our website if you want to check it out. Well, excuse me, that's my email. The website was at the top. This series of professional development is being organized by the UC Berkeley professional development providers. And you can see in the box that there's a lot of us working together. Bay Area Writing Project, Lawrence Hall of Science, some places, some people you may know, the PLI, Principal Leadership Institute. And so we're all working together to put on a variety of professional development, and it would be great if you want to share this with other folks in your sites because they may find something useful, even though they're not world language teachers. I saw a comment in all this craziness that's going on where someone was saying, well, while we're doing this online teaching, maybe we should be thinking about Bloom's taxonomy. And instead of focusing on facts and basic concepts and memorization, maybe this is a time to help our students looking at creating things, analyzing, applying, understanding. And I think ACE projects are a way to do that. So we're gonna start talking about ACE projects. Liz, I'm counting on you in the chat box to let me know if there's something I should be responding to.
Don't worry.
Thank you. So ACE projects are active cultural experiences. The purpose is to give students opportunities to connect with language and culture, to try something new. This does give students voice and choice because they choose the activities to do and they need to demonstrate the evidence of their learning. So there's been a lot of online help and suggestions about how to do things. I think there's some tendency to fall back on workbook activities and videos right now because we don't know what else to do. So I'm hoping this will give you some ideas of some other things you might be able to do. For example, students could choose to copy a famous work of art. They might learn a song. They might watch movies in the language. They might make a craft object. They could prepare an authentic meal. They could create a children's story. Virtually visit cultural sites, because we're not going there now. And they may have some other ideas. One of the key things about the idea behind ACE projects is that they also have choices in the things they might want to do. And so you could create a choice board where they could figure out, which things are they going to be doing? And the idea is that they choose something different for each of their activities and not just stick with whatever they're most comfortable with. So besides doing the activity, they need to give us evidence. What did they do? And how are they going to show their learning, not in a report, not in something they copy pasted from the internet, but if they did an activity, perhaps they have a video of it. If they did a craft project, they actually have the project to show. They might need to show you they actually did the steps and didn't just find it somewhere. They could create a storyboard or a flip grid or a one-pager. Maybe they could do a presentation or a collage. And maybe they have other ideas of how they could demonstrate their learning. And so they could check with the teacher for that. So now it's your turn. You'll be going into breakout rooms, which are not recorded. Zoom will assign you to a breakout room at random. Your breakout room number indicates which slide you should access. The breakout room number 1 will be slide number 1. Unmute yourself in your breakout room so you can talk. You can also start the video. In your breakout room, we recommend you choose some roles, maybe a facilitator, a recorder, a timekeeper. Download the Google Slides, which are already linked in the chat. Correct, Liz? I believe they're in the chat, and we will check.
Yes, they are.
Okay, and you may need to keep putting them in several times because once the chat moves, they get lost.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. On your slide, brainstorm activities and evidence for your category. And you'll need a timekeeper because you'll have 8 minutes to complete this task. I'll send you a message 1 minute before closing the breakout room. So that's a lot of directions. Question?
Will we still have the directions when we go into the breakout room to see?
I'm afraid not, but I'm going to show you an example of what you're doing. And so I think that'll help you figure it out.
I'm taking a picture of the slides so that in my breakout room, I'll be able to do it.
Can you then post that in the chat? Would people be able to access it there?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Try doing a screenshot, but we'll see.
So there are 12 breakout rooms because there are 12 different slides of activities students could do. So I started with 12 because this is the most fun part of ACE projects, and unfortunately it's a little hard to figure out how to do some of this now. So in your group, you would type in an activity, maybe go to a target culture grocery store and conduct a transition in the target language. And what would be the evidence? Well, now we have lots of opportunities to perhaps film the interaction. And then the student can't just say, well, I went there and I bought this thing of chocolate. So just a little aside, I had a student who did this, went to the local Los Mexicanos corner grocery store, and come to find out the clerk didn't know Spanish. So they both had to try and figure out how to do this in Spanish. And he came home with Los Abuelitos chocolate and a note from the person that in fact he had spoken Spanish. So that was kind of funny. Another idea for when we can get outside, go to a museum, view an exhibit. And what would the evidence be? Well, the entrance ticket and maybe a reflection on a couple of the pieces, maybe a one-pager about one of the paintings that you could see. So I'm going to exit this or minimize this so that I can get back to, how do I get back? Oh, I have to stop share. Duh. And we're going to put you in breakout rooms. These are all just random because I don't know you all. And breakout rooms. And I'm going to assign 12 because we have 12 different slides. So when you go to the breakout room, look at the number of your breakout room and scroll down in your slides until you find the slide for your breakout room. Okay, and Liz has nicely posted the Google Slides again if you haven't had a chance to download them. So I'm going to drop in on your breakout rooms. Do you remember how much time you have in your breakout room? It's 8 minutes, and you're going to keep each other on task. So have fun.
Are we in the breakout room?
Yes, I hope so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people maybe. But I think everybody's muted.
No, there shouldn't be that many.
Okay.
So
I see myself and I see you, and then I see Molly, Carolina, Miss Galvez, Sandra, Ayman, and that's it.
So what number are you?
Now, okay, now I see myself. I'm on the first slide, but I'm not sure. I don't see. Okay, let me check.
Sounds like you did get into your breakout room.
Right, but I don't know.
There's only 3 or 4 in the breakout room.
Okay.
But thank you for asking. I hope you find your way.
Thank you. Okay, number 6. Okay.
Okay, good. Carolina, did you find your breakout room? You're in number 9. You can unmute yourself if you need to ask me a question. Sandra Suarez, did you find your breakout room? Molly Montgomery, did you find your breakout room? You can unmute yourself if you want to ask me a question. Okay, Carolina found hers. Molly, I'll try sending you again. Oh, what happened to 8? Oh, well, she's in 8. Won't let me do that. Molly, I'm going to move you to number 9. Okay, so this is working. I need to watch. I should be told it. Okay, three's going for it. Nobody else is. Jane, can you hear me? You can unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hi, I'm going to move
Hi,
you to group 5, okay?
Okay. Sure.
There you go. Well, what happened to, okay, Jane's good. Irena, can you hear me? Mhm. No, she's the only one that didn't join. I need to watch. Zizi, welcome. Yi, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm going to move you to a breakout room.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks.
you're going to 8.
Got it.
All right, thank you. Why haven't everybody in 7? Okay, no. Okay.
It looks like the majority of us are back, Nancy.
Great. So the idea here is that hopefully you got some feedback from folks and got some ideas from folks. I do have a handout for you that I will share with you later. You have the opportunity now to take a couple of minutes to just scroll through the screen. And why is mine not scrolling? And see, oh, what did somebody put in for number 1? Observing a cultural dance lesson. Cool. And group number 2.
Do you want to share your screen with us, or do you want us to go to the slides and look at ourselves?
That's a good question. Maybe I'll share the screen, but it is there for everyone. So we had some ideas in number 1, a new idea, and they could, I don't know what to do with all this stuff. And number 2, for liking art, wow, we got lots of ideas there. History, reenact a famous event, huh? Google 5, do you like to read? So some of these, I wonder if you were not able to get into the slides.
So you can, I just wrote in the chat if you want to either stick it into the presentation, or you can put the link here in the chat and I'll attempt to share it with everyone.
Share what? I'm sorry. Am I not sharing my slides?
No, you're good. For the people who didn't fill in their slides.
Oh, if they would like to tell you what to put in? Or they could share their slides maybe and you can add them later?
Yeah, either way.
Okay. So you heard what Liz said. Okay, this is supposed to be, I don't need to be seeing all of that. No, that's not what I wanted. Nope, done. Present. Okay, so hopefully you've got some great ideas and you will have these slides to go forward with. So again, we're muting and stopping the video, scrolling through the ideas to see, and so then you can do that on your own slides. Think about how you could incorporate some similar activities into your teaching. Maybe just individual activities, or maybe choices like we were thinking there. So giving you a minute to scroll through your slides, and then we're going to look at another, a way perhaps they could show evidence. Oops, that's right. So with the ACE projects, the idea is they need to reflect on what they've done, the action they did, the connection to the culture, the evaluation. A challenge for students sometimes is to understand they need a reflection on each project they do. And some requirements that we found useful for each student to understand: they need to do 50 points because different projects are worth different amounts of points. They need to turn in a plan with a parent signature in advance. We found it was useful to have 2 due dates because otherwise students being students will wait till the last minute to turn everything in. And it also gives you an opportunity to clarify your expectations I found on the reflections that sometimes it was pretty minimal. We had one sentence, and that was not what I had in mind. And so then they have the chance to make up some more points because they have a second due date. And we have a rubric for you. So reflecting on what they've learned and the evidence they've given, exceeding expectations, meeting expectations, approaching, and not yet. And you will have the opportunity to get copies of these to check them out in more detail. So take a minute to think about whether there's any of this that you would find useful, and perhaps you want to add something in the chat about that. I'll give you a minute to put anything you want into the chat, and then we're going to move on to our other activity. Don't quite understand this one. Some of you have much prettier backgrounds than I do. Liz, is there anything I need to look at in the chat since
I'll just start reading things.
Great.
I love that we are giving choices and that there are stages to the project. I already developed an interview for the students to do with their families. Now I could give them a variety of choices to present aspects from that interview. I'm slow because I'm still learning how to navigate the Zoom session, but that's totally fine. Many, many people are learning this right now all over the whole country and world, probably.
Me too.
I could use that rubric to provide feedback for speaking or for a project. Many ideas, I'm sorry about my cat. Many ideas of activities for students to learn from. The reflection is a must along with the evidence. The evidence is where the students show what they learned. Where can we learn more about active cultural engagement? I love ACE and go ahead.
So a quick answer to that is that I will share the handouts that we have used in the past that you are welcome to use or modify as you like, and that'll give you some more details.
I love ACE and the opportunities that it gives students to self-direct their learning, particularly in these times.
Cool. Okay, let's move on to our next thing. So in both the ACTFL readiness standards and the California World Language Standards, we talk about the 3 Ps: products, practices, and perspectives. This can be a challenge for some of us to think about what this really means if we're trying to get the idea across to students. So the first P is what products, which are physical items of the culture. Practices of daily living practices. Why do people shake hands? When do they have meal times, etc.? Excuse me, not why do they shake hands, but that it is typical in some cultures to shake hands as soon as you meet. And then perspectives. So what does all this tell us about their ideas and attitudes and values of the target culture? And you're going to get a chance to practice this. We have this great graphic organizer that a colleague of mine prepared. The title of the thing that we're looking at, what's the source? And they could either view or listen or read something. And then they're going to record, okay, what are the products? What are the practices? And then what inferences can you make about their perspectives? And then she added at the bottom, the main idea or message, the author's purpose. That's interesting. What tone do they use to make their point? And we're going to be watching a video, and you're going to get to fill out this form. We hope that everybody will get to fill it out, unlike last time. So one of the products you'll see in this video are bikes. One of the practices is they're teaching hand signals. Perspective might be, well, what's the importance of safety? Why are they teaching the hand signals? For the safety. Bikes actually have to do with safety as well in this instance. So we're first going to watch the video. It's a really fun, cute little video. And you're going to be thinking about what products, what practices, and what perspectives are you observing? And here goes, I hope. Here we go.
Cada colegio de Bogotá esconde pequeñas y grandes historias que tú deberías conocer.
Mira lo que pasa. Historias sencillas. Mira lo que pasa.
Oh, shoot. I just hit something. Let's try again.
Cada colegio de Bogotá esconde pequeñas y grandes historias que tú deberías conocer.
Mira lo que pasa. Historias sencillas. Mira lo que pasa. Personas felices. Mira lo que pasa.
Proyectos valientes, bondades, ambiente, lugares y gente.
Mira lo que pasa.
Héroes silenciosos.
Mira lo que pasa. Ejemplos vivientes.
Mira lo que pasa en los colegios de Bogotá.
Bogotá, ciudad educadora. Hola, mi nombre es María Fernanda Gutiérrez, tengo 9 años y voy al colegio. Me encanta ir al colegio. Antes tenía un problema porque mi tía se iba y íbamos pasando la calle. Íbamos mi primo y yo solitos. Y a alguien lo atropellaron por detrás en la moto. Desde ese instante nos empezó a dar miedo pasar esa calle. Entonces yo vi unos volantes que estaban repartiendo los profes y los llenamos, mi mamá y yo, y después tuve que hacer talleres, después aprender a hacer las señales de tránsito, las partes de la bicicleta y las herramientas, y a despinchar.
¿Tiene nombre un cubierto? ¿Cuál cubierto? El tenedor, muy bien. ¿Y va a frenar? ¿Cómo se llama? Es como la mujer del zapato. ¿Cómo se llama la mujer del zapato? Zapata, muy bien.
Y si no saben montar bicicleta, pues la no le enseñan. Hasta que no aprenda, no le dan la bicicleta. Hoy es el primer día que va a estar en bici bachata. Empezamos a decorar las bicicletas, les ponemos monitos, con bombas, florecitas, todo eso. Yo le he puesto diferentes nombres a mi bicicleta, digamos Marta, Elisa, y ahora le cambié de nombre y le puse Giselle. Hoy tuvimos bicicleta. Fue mi primera vez y yo no sabía qué era eso. Esto es lo bueno que pasó en el colegio. Chao, me voy a clase.
Okay, so how do I get back? Liz, how do I get out of here? I'm going to stop share and then reshare. Is that fun or what? Such a fun video, and what a wonderful idea.
There's a few things in the chat if you want me to share them with you.
That'd be great.
So for us, it was coming through a little bit choppy and difficult to understand, even for some of the people who are native speakers of Spanish, I think.
Okay.
And some other things was they thought maybe it was a little bit too long for students. And one person had to leave because she has to go get her fish.
I agree that it's a bit long, but it's just so cute. And so then you have to think about how to deal with it. Do you divide it up? Do they just watch it for the first time to enjoy it, and then you go back afterwards and think about what you're going to do with it? So I'm planning to send you back into your, oh, wait, no, I better tell you what you're going to do first. All right, where, oh, share. That's not what I need to share though. Desktop, I'm already there. Okay, what happened to my slides?
When you go back.
I know where they are. Okay.
Got it? Okay.
No, I was wrong. I was hoping it was just going to be in Zoom, but it's not.
Stop sharing for a second.
Okay.
Share. And now, without sharing, go out and open your slides up for yourself.
Again. So that's where I'm stuck in the middle of the video.
Then try.
Oh, there it is.
Cada colegio de Bogotá es una pequeña cicatriz.
Okay. And just make sure the slides are open to where you want them to be, and then come back to us and hit share again.
So I'm still stuck in this slide.
Historias que tú deberías conocer.
Okay.
That
Then,
one.
go to another window and reopen your slides entirely.
Yeah, that's my problem. I haven't figured out how to get to another window. Come on, you guys. Oh, wait, there we go. I hope you guys are enjoying that music.
All I can say is that all of us are going to go through this when we go to teach this way with our children. So we feel your pain, and it'll be fun.
And I'm annoyed and frustrated. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a practice this with my kids first.
Yeah. And I've
Like
been
my own children.
Okay, I don't want full screen. I can't get out of YouTube. Like I
Can you
said.
just close that pestaña? What's the word in English? The
No, I can't seem to figure out how to. That's my problem. Okay, well, okay, there we go. There's a start. No.
maybe what you could do for right now is tell us what you want us to do and send us into the breakout rooms, and then you can see if you can get your browser together while we're there.
I guess so. I apologize. So I'm going to send you into your breakout rooms, and you have slides. You should, hopefully you'll be able to find the slide for your room and fill in the products, practices, and perspectives. And let's see, is everybody in a breakout room? It looks like it. So here we go. I think it's the same one you were already in. Oh.
Nancy, I think I just joined, so I do not have a breakout room to go. I did not see I have breakout room. I can double check. If I say will be, yeah. I joined in like around 4:30.
Okay.
It's fine. And I do not have breakout room to go.
And, oh, okay.
But
We
it's
do.
fine. I don't understand any Spanish.
Well, but you can talk about what you saw.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
I'm going to move you to a breakout room.
okay.
You're going to number 2, I think. I'm going to put you in number 9. They need people.
Okay.
Emilia. I'm going to put you in number 6. Marta, I'm going to put you in number 10. And Nicole.
Ooh, yes, please.
Okay, where to go? Assign. Come on. Let's just put you in number 2. Have fun.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Brilliant. Okay. And
All right, looks like we're all back. Nancy, you need to unmute.
It's a good thing you're here, Liz. Hopefully you were all able to, or at least some of you were able to get into the slides. And if not, to think about what you would have put down for products, practices, and perspective. It's kind of a fun way, even though this video, as it was pointed out, is a little long for especially novice learners, they could still pull some things out of that, I think, and just see so much because they're right there in the culture. So anyway, hopefully you can also scroll through your own slide deck and see what other people put in. And you might want to take a minute to do that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what you might do next. And thank you for whoever it was that said escape would get me out of that silly video, because that is all I needed to do. Okay, so slide. Okay, so your next step, if you're going to take this a little step further, would be to help students reflect on the relationship between practices and perspectives. So what did the bikes have to do? What's the perspective there? It certainly is a little different. Providing bikes to all these kids at elementary school is a little different than anything I've seen in my neighborhood. And then reflecting on the, I got it backwards. The practices is what they're doing. So organizing the kids to all get together and go together with a guide to teach them independence. I think it's really cool. And then also reflecting on the product and the perspectives, a whole different way of thinking about a bike. These kids are talking about what it gives them independence and joy to go to school. And here, almost all the students in my school were dropped off at school. Wouldn't even think of taking a bike to school. So what a different perspective. Not necessarily better or worse, just a different one to be aware of. Okay, moving on. What could novices do with something like this? Perhaps products are the nouns, the things they're seeing. They could list all the things they see. A way of looking at practices are the verbs. So what things were they doing? They were riding their bikes. They were learning about safety. They were learning about the parts of the bike. And then perspectives. What did they see? Maybe some poverty. On the other hand, some real excitement. Kids talking excitedly and happily and laughing. So there are some perspectives they might be able to, and that might be as much as they can do, but it gives them something to do when they're watching that video besides look for the popcorn.
Nancy?
Yep.
I would argue that it's worth the 10% of class time that you're allowed at the novice level to let them talk about perspectives in English. Because you're right in the middle of the target culture, and they've done what they're capable of doing at the novice level already with products and practices. But you have this opportunity to build empathy and build cultural competence in the language that they know.
Yes, I think absolutely, that absolutely makes sense. Mhm. That this is a time to use your 10% and use it wisely, because they can think much more than they can say at this point in their target language. Absolutely. And I know some of you don't know Spanish, but hopefully it gave you the opportunity to feel like a beginning novice learner, because what you could do? You could do a lot of observing, and you could still write down things that you're observing. And you can still think about perspectives, even though you can't. As Liz points out, you're not going to be able to talk about it in the target language. Okay, we're going to move on because we're almost done. Okay, how could you use this? Take a minute to think about, you're probably already thinking about that. How could you use a chart like that to help people think about products, practices, and perspectives? And actually, you don't have time to respond in the chat right now because our time is moving on. So I wanted to promise you some resources. These are wonderful resources people are putting together right now for world language teachers. I checked all of them and they're all up to date. So there are the CLTA mini conferences on Sunday. There's 4 different sessions being offered. You do need to register. Of course, they're free. This is to make up a little bit for the fact that the conference was canceled. And so here's the link. From ACTFL, the national organization, is putting all these together, and also free membership to ACTFL for this year. AATF is the American Association of Teachers of French. This is a fantastic slideshow of lots of different tools you can use, and it's not just for French teachers. Nicole Nabitz, recent Teacher of the Year for ACTFL, is the, what is she? The online guru for her district. I mean, that's her job. So she has put together these slides just in the last week or so to help her district's teachers teach from home. And so she's making it available to us also. There's this from the National Council of, oh, I always get this wrong, Successful.
State Supervisors of Foreign Languages.
Thank you. They have put together a wonderful resource. There's actually 4, it's a spreadsheet which actually has 5 different spreadsheets in it, and then has lists of things to do in it. Check out the language practice choice board. Here's a choice board already made for you. They're not all cultural things. It includes writing activities and lots of other stuff. So look at that. Spanish teachers, American Association of Teachers of Spanish and Portuguese. Here's their online resources and also some webinars. So there's lots of really good resources there. Chinese teachers, I apologize. I looked and I couldn't find what they had. So you're gonna have to send me those links. And in the chat room, Liz, you didn't know this, we're going to put the handouts, because I couldn't figure out how to link them, if you're interested in these ACE activities. And here's the link for the Al Colegio en Bici. There's a lot of videos. This is actually about the most accessible one of the ones that are available, because it's quite a thing they're doing. A lot of schools. And thank you. Please complete the feedback poll. So I will put up a poll for you. If you want to connect with other teachers, there's an interdisciplinary faculty lounge that starts at 5, being organized by the UC Berkeley professional development providers. And it's just a place to hang out and talk with people. This is going to be every Wednesday from 5 to 6. And I'm going to stay here for another half hour if you have questions for me. And now, where's the poll? I have to stop sharing this. And here's the poll. And I'm launching the poll for you. And there are 2 questions. Make sure you go down to the second one before you try to submit. Thank you everyone for coming and for taking the poll. And I will share the poll when most everybody's done. And then Liz and I will figure out how to put the resources into the chat box. You can also email me. Appreciate all of you who are taking the poll. And it's fun to see your comments in the chat box. I'm going to have to learn how to keep track of that. Oh no, somebody's poll disappeared. Victoria. So I have an opportunity to relaunch the poll, so maybe I'll do that. Uh-oh, that clears everybody who's already done. I guess I won't do that yet. I'll share results and then we relaunch it. Okay, so now I'm going to stop sharing and I'll try again. All these tricks we're learning. I see some friendly faces. Well, that didn't seem to be helping. Okay, so chat. Let's see if I can figure out how to. Okay, everyone. Oh, that didn't seem to make any difference.
Good. Oh, I see. So this is the link.
Oh, good grief. There's got to be an easier way to get these files up, I think, but maybe not. Okay, move. What's in downloads, actually?
Tell me what you want to accomplish, Nancy.
Oh, I originally had my slides up and then everything froze, and so I turned everything off. And so now I'm looking for my files to be able to upload them to the chat. And it's going slow.
Okay. So I probably can't help you, right? Because it's
Not yet. No, thank you. So while I'm looking, if people have questions, you're welcome to unmute yourselves. Okay, there's the campanile I was supposed to have up. Oh, really? Fine. There you go. Online, online, online teaching. Okay, here's one to upload. Here's another to upload. And here's the rubric to upload. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I can also upload the PDFs, but that's probably not as useful for people because this way you can at least play with them. Okay, this poll isn't working. End poll. Relaunch didn't help. And for anybody who's still here, see, am I still sharing? No.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. And I'll share my last slide just in case you wanted to. My contact information is nsalsig@berkeley.edu. You're welcome to contact me.
Thanks again. I'm going to share this with my world language department at our high school.
Oh, wonderful.
Good luck, everyone. Stay healthy.
Same to you.
See you next time. Ciao.
Nancy.
Yes, Gloria.
I admire you being the pioneer in all of this. Not an easy task, but really stepping up to the plate. Thank you so much for your efforts. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and thank you for coming.
Yes.
Any other questions or? Because
no questions, but thank you so much. That was helpful, and it was really nice to see other human beings. I'm here by myself at home, so.
yes. I didn't like muting everybody to begin with, but otherwise we would have had a screen full.
Oh yeah, you have to, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, take care.
I'm the same to you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nancy. See you around.
Thank you, Rochelle. Nice to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks again. Take care.
Same to you. Nice to have you here.
Well done, Nancy.
Thank you, Victoria. Nice to have you here.
It was good to be here.
Appreciate it.
I learned a lot.
Didn't we all?
We did.
How to get out of the video. Hit escape.
Signing
Nancy,
off.
I know you were nervous, but you did a good job.
Well, thank you so much, Carol. I appreciate it.
Talk to you later.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Oh, and thank you for your help this morning.
Oh, not a problem.
Good thing we tested at least some of it.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Okay, talk to you later.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Nancy.
Bye. Any questions?
Not at the moment.
Just too many, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
All the
Bye.
best. Well, Liz, thank you so much. Yeah, we did it.
You are one brave lady, man. You just whipped out all the bells and whistles. You just went for it. You just did it. I admire you so much for your bravery. Good job.
Well, I was trying to copy some things I'd seen other people doing, and I was trying not to put too many bells and whistles, because actually that's something that I had seen, where people trying to do too many different things.
Well, damn, girl, you did a great job.
Well, I appreciate it, and I really appreciate your support. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm so sorry I didn't talk to you Thursday when you offered it, because we might have been able to clean things up a little. But
I think you did a great job, and I'm still learning how to support better and learning how to do all this stuff too. Everybody is, and
I
we
know.
have to be patient with ourselves and with each other. And I think you did a fantastic job given that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I locked my cat outside because that was one of the suggestions.
I have 3.
He's sitting there and he is not happy, but I thought, oh, good time for you to go outside. Just sit in the sun.
I'm gonna bug off now because I have other stuff to do, but take
Thank you
care.
so much.
Ask me anytime. Happy to help you whenever I can.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
You go for your walk.
Okay, we're done. Marilyn, did you have a question or you just hanging out? Bye-bye.